Hello, I'm Jill Marie, and this is the first in a series of transformational clearing discourses on the topics of passion, balance, bliss, neutrality, prosperity, wellness, and harmony. Today, our topic is prosperity. Now, we're starting with prosperity because this particular topic is a very loaded one. In fact, for many, balance, bliss, neutrality, wellness, and harmony can be far from reach if the prosperity piece is not firmly in place. Now, for anyone in any stage of their evolution to higher states of conscious awareness or simply the journey to have a better life, concerns about money and the ability to be financially free are never far from the mind. In fact, it's said that worrying about money and the concerns about livelihood and the fulfillment of the dreams can actually be a catalyst for creating illness and a perpetuation of further struggle and other lack experiences. Poverty consciousness and mentality of lack is contrary to mastery and the evolution to higher states of conscious awareness, that those states that lead us to a sense or a presence of being that is confident and sure and fully aware of our ability to create the realities that we are choosing. Prosperity consciousness has always been a stretch for people that have come from a long lineage of hardworking ancestors that struggled through their lives in survival mode. Prosperity consciousness is more than a money focus. It's a personal expansion mindset. And when we believe that we can create anything, the world opens up for us, and creation energy magnetizes the energy of our focus into higher possibilities. We are literally attracting to us every dream experience. Now, whether the experience and your desire is to have piles of money, castles all over Europe, or you just want to be comfortable and just never have a thought about money ever again, prosperity consciousness is absolutely an essential. Now, in this YouTube, we're going to move beyond the archetypal human suffering templates to embrace the new potentials that are available to us. Those that are willing and ready to step into a new level of consciousness that supports the evolution of their master walk will openly embrace the steps that we'll bring forward in a moment. Now, someone once said to me, how can I be passionate about something? How can I be in that harmony that you speak of? How can I feel balance and joyfulness if I'm worried sick about the bills? Over and over again, I hear people say to me that their greatest dream is to be financially free and to be able to travel whenever they want and to have multiple homes and to never have to look at a price tag ever again. These are all the things we just talked about. These are the visions of what individuals hold for the buzzword prosperity. Now, they're important desires. And in these times on earth where there's a possibility to create plenty enough for everyone, there's absolutely no reason why each and every person on this planet should be having any struggle at all. So let's move back to the basics and discuss Manifestation 101. That's where we need to begin. What you resist persists. What you allow and what you can imagine or even pretend to see is possible for you to create. The key element in manifesting and creating a life of prosperity and a life of your dreams is focus. And the companion to focus is clarity. Now, you might wonder how this would be possible to be able to create from your thoughts, from your actions, from your visions of what can be. When you're looking at a life that seems so far from reaching that goal that you don't even know where and how to take the first or even the next steps. However, the next steps start with your thoughts. those must be altered immediately. They must be altered to shift your focus. And once shifted and changed and elevated and raised to hold the vision of what's possible, even if you don't believe that it's possible at that point in your life, you have begun the journey to manifesting what you desire. Now, each day leads you to the next and the next and the next steps closer to your goal. And when you stay focused, when you stay clear in your mind, that means no monkey chatter. You know exactly what you're choosing. You give no fuel to anything but that. And you envision what it is that you're choosing to create. And you don't, not for even a second, vary from that vision. You're on the road. The principles of manifestation are absolutely clear. What you fuel into being shall be. There's laws about this. It literally is what it is. However, many individuals have their fingers in your pie. Many individuals are designing along with you, and we're going to deal with that as well in this segment. So if you had a bonfire burning and raging, let's talk about that. If you pour gasoline on the fire, and you just lit it with a match. And that match and that flame and that's all passion. And of course your desire that's fueling what it is that you're choosing is also fueling. These are the impetus. They are the fuel that really sets creation energy in motion. And each positive thought, each clear and focused action, those continue to fuel that raging fire that excites creation energy everywhere. It stimulates more and more of the energies that ignite and draw to you, magnetize to you opportunities and all of the potentials that can assist you to achieve your goal. Now, we've got the big fire going, but we have to also look at other things that can influence. Every negative, limiting, and non-supportive thought and word spoken about your project, about your dream, pours water by the bucket loads onto that blazing fire of your manifestation. When you join into that with fear, with some niggling belief that the people around you are probably right. It's never going to work. I don't have what it takes. Things that were said to you when you were 9 years old in school, these things all kind of enter in to that melting pot of what it is that you are creating. So that's where the focus and the clarity comes in. We've got to really say to ourselves, I am not allowing one single naysayer. No dream stealers allowed here. People are allowed their opinions, but I will not grab onto those and fuel them. I will not give even 1 second to a naysaying belief. In that, you're honoring everyone and their belief systems, but you're not allowing yourself to be slowed or even or stopped. Now, I know that everybody has a day when they're feeling a little slack and they're not as upbeat and ready to keep forging forward on their goals and their dreams. But I'd like to tell you that every one of those slack days and every thought, every word spoken, every action not taken, a day of throwing in the towel and just giving up, these can all put out the fire that you've been fueling. And that dream that you are choosing can simply move into sloppy ash. Yes, it can be resurged. You can dry all that out and you can light it up again. But why lose momentum even for a moment? Especially when we're in a time where the earth is supporting us. The energies of the earth are supporting us, and our own clarity can keep us moving forward. Now, winners win. And they win because they keep moving. They keep pushing forward to make sure that their dreams come true. And in that continuous, steady, focused movement toward the goal that you're choosing, you will gain more and more momentum because you are steadfast. You will not allow yourself to lose, and you will not allow yourself to step away from your dreams, and you will not allow yourself to stay in whatever situation you are in that you no longer are choosing to be in. Now, it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to add to the story. It's okay to take people's advice. However, it's not productive for you to allow even for 1 second for the naysaying of others to pour water on your manifestation. And again, they can't do it without you. It's just like random inner dialogue, that monkey chatter. It has no power to stop you or block you from doing anything that you are choosing, unless you give your conscious attention to it and you begin mulling it around as a possibility. That's when the water buckets come. So it's really not necessary for all to be lost if you have a slack day and your fire is all but put out. And maybe it only has one coal burning left, and that's the hope and the desire that you had. It's not that everything's lost, because you do have the ability to recall the energy that's out there waiting to relight that fire. And actually, if that ever happens, it's so fabulous to use that as a learning tool to say, wow, I watched that happen and I let it happen. Never again. Then the resolve is there. You see, the resolve is now doubled. Now in SVH, we roll back time. We reformat the old words, thoughts, and beliefs, and fears, and limitations that would block us from really reaching into the creation energy forming elements that exist on Earth. And we activate them to assist us to create whatever it is that we design and desire. The first step in this clearing, in prosperity, consciousness, focus, is one that will continue to clear once you've activated the SVH clearing. It will clear in the past, it will clear in the present, and it will continue to clear in the future. And it will clear and clear and clear and clear. And based on whether you've never had any kind of SVH clearing before, or you've had many SVH clearings, or let's say you're a level 3 master practitioner or a level 4 SVH practitioner, the speed in which this will be resurging, recreating the foundational base of your life path. Whatever was set in stone when you were a child, whether the apple didn't fall far from the tree, or whatever the belief systems are that are in place from your culture. We're diving in with an SVH clearing that is going to move in to work with your ancestors first. And anyone else that's ever been a negative or limiting, thwarting, naysaying imprinter of your belief systems and support, blocks to your confidence that are dead, will be able to move in using implements of SVH that the Creator has given us that allow the Creator and your higher consciousness and soul to access these dead individuals and ancestors, to be able to connect with them and have new files brought in. These will overlay the story of your life. The Creator will literally never stop implementing clearings in all of these points in your life where you kind of adopted limiting belief systems about prosperity and prosperity consciousness. Now, prosperity, again, is more than just stacks of gold and piles of money. Prosperity consciousness is really about more. It's about accepting. How can anyone achieve mastery or achieve the goals that they have if there is a block within them that is limiting them from being able to reach out and say, yes, I accept that. That's what I'm fueling. Yes, let me pick the apple from that tree because I planted the seed with my thoughts. I fueled that tree into growing and blossoming. And here are the fruits of my labors as that beautiful apple. I do accept the apple. I do claim it. I let myself have it. And when you bring that into yourself and you allow yourself success, you allow, even though family and friends might have a lot of belief systems about prosperity and that people with a lot of money are evil or bad, or they'll cheat you, or they probably got it by cheating. You're not looking to take anything away from anyone. You are choosing to use what God gave us. The Creator gave us mana. The Creator gave us creation energy to direct. We've been doing it our entire life. Now it's time to hone it to perfection. Now, passion is going to be our next topic in the series, and that's going to work hand in hand with the prosperity piece. We're going to keep layering these in. Then we're moving into balance and neutrality, and of course, harmony, bliss. And how does that all fit in with wellness? Wellness of being, wellness of the life, balance in the life. And so as we continue to forge forward, we're going to utilize all of the tools that we have in SVH. We're going to utilize all of the files that we can get from your ancestors and those individuals that have negatively impacted you in your life, as well as those who have positively impacted you, because we're going to ask the Creator to assist us to be able to access that higher vision of what is possible for us in achieving the divine ideal for prosperity. Some people are happy with just enough. Some people are happy with not very much at all. And some people are genuinely happy no matter what. We really want to be in kind of a balance of that, plus the openness and acceptance that we are, just bring it on. Bring me everything that would possibly fill my coffers, fill my life with joy, happiness, and all of the good things that prosperity can bring to me. And that's what our goal is in this segment. Is we're going to be working with the deep genetics to get rid of whatever says we can't have it that's deep in our makeup. What we learned in this life, we're going after anything that would say you can't, you don't deserve it, you're bad if you get it, you can't, make more money than your father. All of the things, all of the belief systems that would limit us from being able to just reach out and grab on to that gold ring. We're not going for the brass ring anymore. That's 3D. We're going for the gold ring. And whatever it is that would limit us from being able to see clearly what it is we desire and to be able to hold that vision. I don't know if you've ever had a thought about something positive and just immediately started thinking about negative things. I've seen it over and over again. I've had it happen in my life, and I've witnessed it in others. And it's like you're right there with the picture of what you'd like, and then immediately start thinking of all the negatives around that. And, what would happen if all of a sudden you won the lottery? Well, now, instead of seeing that as, wow, look what I could do with that money. I could help people. I could set up projects. I could help my family. I could help my friends. I could set some programs up so that, I'm making money from the money, letting it spill out on my philanthropic, plans and ideals for assisting world hunger, whatever. And instead of seeing that vision and seeing it as something that is there and it will just be able to just blossom and keep building on itself and growing, many people all of a sudden start thinking, yeah, but then, 80% of the people lose it. They go bankrupt. Oh, yeah. Everybody will come with their hand out. Yeah, I'll have cousins coming out of the woodwork. Yeah, I'll get cheated. I'll lose the money. I'll get wrong investments. And so instead of staying in the positive, they are losing momentum, even fueling some of those things that are some of their greatest fears around having that much money. We don't want to have that. So this clearing is going after whatever would limit us from being able to see ourselves as responsible, constructive, and able to really step into roles that would make a difference for the world and for our family and ourselves, and to be able to be really in a treasured mindset, let's say, that fuels us being positive and capable and never, ever, ever being cheated. We would just never even, that doesn't even enter our mind. Of course we're ready for this. We've been working our entire life preparing for this time of the great windfall. Maybe the great windfall is an opportunity, something so cool. Nobody's thought of it yet, or nobody's got it in your area. And you've got this idea to put it together. And all of the positives are rolling out, and then some negatives start coming in. It's important to label the things that you need to work on and never fuel them into the reality of what it is that you're choosing to create. See, that's where the mastery comes in. And that's where the positive focus. So we're all about clarity. We're all about focus. We've got the huge clearing package that's ready for each and every one of you, preparing you for the next step, which is in this series. The next tutorial is going to be about passion, fueling passion into everything, which of course is like pouring gasoline on the fire, isn't it? So let's go ahead, and those of you that are savvy to the SVH viewing screen, those of you that are not, just kind of follow along. What we're doing is we're closing our eyes right now, and we're imagining that a big movie screen is floating before us. And on that screen is this massive clearing that's specifically dedicated for you. How can anybody do that? Don't worry about it. In SVH, we have tools that assist us to be able to implement these huge series of quantum level reprogramming that move into the deep genetics, as well as the current life belief systems and fears and all of those different issues and imprints of imbalance that are part of the lesser fueling capabilities that we are choosing. And so we're able to do all of those things with SVH because we're working with your higher consciousness and soul. So all we're going to do right now is simply, in our head, we think, Creator, is this in the highest alignment for you to implement all of this massive clearing and to keep clearing and just keep putting these profiles together to assist me to elevate and raise the bar on prosperity consciousness? And then just get quiet and listen. Just sense and feel or even imagine that affirmative answer. The Creator's never going to say no. It's just a formality for us. But it is about your sovereignty. You're asking the Creator, is this in the highest alignment? And when you get that yes, shout it out. Yes, yes, yes. And the Creator will implement in the past, in the present, and even continue the clearing into the future. Months and years from now, this clearing will kick in whenever there are limiting parameters associated with what our topics are right now, what we've defined. It doesn't just go off on its own as some computer program that's doing a defrag. It's actually working specific with what we have defined. So now that you've got that yes, and you've got that clearing implemented, we just let it go. We just let it go. But learn from what we've spoken about today. Keep your mind clear and put a focus together for our next tutorial. Because the next tutorial, as I mentioned, is about passion. And we're going to link the passion and the prosperity consciousness together. These all kind of roll into the same sweet roll that we're creating that's going to be assisting you to have the sweet life as you continue to evolve on your master walk. So go ahead and just live your life, move forward in your desires and your designs. And before we have the next tutorial on passion, start thinking about what you would like to create for your life so we can tie that in to the big clearing that you'll be receiving in the next tutorial. I encourage you to check out our website at serenityvibrationhealing.com. And I also encourage you to check out any of the other YouTubes we have. In fact, sign up for my YouTube channel, Jill Marie SVH, and let's just jump in and make a difference every day, every minute, with our thoughts, with our conscious focus, and with the designs that you're putting forward for what you would like the present and the future to look like. Indeed. Namaste.